Good evening. Thank you so much. Good evening and welcome to the 43rd Annual Smithsonian Craft Show. Before we get started, can I ask everyone to turn off your cell phones, your watches, and everything else that might beep or buzz or play a song? Thank you. We are delighted that you could join us for this opening night party and to help us raise money to support the Smithsonian Institution through our grants program. This is the 30th anniversary of holding the craft show in the National Building Museum, one of the most beautiful venues in all of Washington. And I have to say that quietly since this isn't part of the Smithsonian. I do want to give a shout out and a very special thank you to our corporate sponsors and to all of our individual sponsors. All of you gave so generously. Thank you. And thank you to all of you for being here and helping make this evening a success. The theme of this year's show is Visionary. We celebrate the 2025 Smithsonian Visionary artist, Nick Cave, who is with us tonight, along with his partner, the artist and designer Bob Faust. And we also celebrate the 121 craft show artists whose visionary artistry you will get to experience firsthand tonight. Our two craft show chairs, Twig Murray and Elise Finney, have complementary skill sets which enable them to work incredibly well together all this year. They have been supported by our wonderful Smithsonian Program Coordinator, Heidi Ostring, and Program Assistant Hannah Jones, and all of the almost 200 members of the Smithsonian Women's Committee. Give yourself a hand, ladies. And now I would like to introduce Monique Chisholm, the Smithsonian's Undersecretary of Education. Monique came to the Smithsonian in 2021 from a wide-ranging career in education as a teacher, a state education administrator, and a federal education policymaker. She has seen it all and from every angle. Monique is now in charge of implementing one of the Smithsonian's most ambitious goals in its strategic plan, bringing the Smithsonian into every classroom in America. And having attended the recent Smithsonian Education Awards, I can attest that she is doing an amazing job. Monique, thank you so much for joining us tonight.
Hello, good evening. Thank you. I always have to do this sometimes with groups that I work with because I come from a culture that has call and response. And so when there's no response, I think that, oh no, it's not going to be a good night. So I'm going to try again. I'm going to say good evening, and then if you want to say whatever you want back to me, that's perfect. But some kind of response would be great. Okay, so good evening. Thank you. Thank you so much. I want to thank Winky and Twig and Elise. Thank you for your phenomenal work on planning for the craft show as the co-chairs, and it's just been tremendous to see how all this comes together. Could we give them one more round of applause? You know, I have been at the Smithsonian for about 4 years now, 4 years in June, and it is truly one of the most unique places in the entire world. I feel so fortunate to be able to work for an organization that for free of charge provides access to great resources that help people expand their knowledge, to help them find inspiration, and also to spark that important curiosity that makes us all lifelong learners. As you already know, I don't have to tell you this, but just in case you don't know, the Smithsonian has 21 museums. We have multiple education centers and research centers. We also have the National Zoo. I was just out last Thursday visiting the pandas, and they say hello. And also 21 libraries. With this global reach and also very expansive content, we are able to lean into our mission of the increase and the diffusion of knowledge. And I think that right now, especially given the time that we're in, the commitment to the increase and diffusion of knowledge is more important now than ever before. And bringing together history, art, science, and culture in a very unique way that no other institution can do. Our origins are also really unique in that we have this public-private partnership. As some of you know, the Smithsonian was created because of a generous gift from someone who never came to America named James Smithsonian. It was his gift to the United States for the increase and diffusion of knowledge. And through that gift, we've been able to do amazing things. I asked David Rubenstein what he thought about the investment that James Smithsonian made, and he said he thinks it was a good investment for what he has now. I said, yeah, I think it turned out pretty well for him. But that really means that this relationship is about 60% we still receive from federal funding, and about 40% from private gifts, philanthropy, and also donations and business activity. As we look forward into the future, we already know that we will have to depend more on private funds. And I'm looking at Rob Spiller, who's here in the back, who's going to help us do that. But we already know that we're going to need to rely more on private funds in order to make sure we can continue to do the important work that we're doing. So the unwavering support of groups like the Women's Committee is phenomenal. And it's so important in so many aspects of what we do on a day-to-day basis. The craft show actually dates back to 1983, and it's one of the premier jury exhibition shows in the nation. Each year, a jury of 3 experts come together to select the exhibitors. And each year, the show is different, exciting, fresh, and new, and presents us with the best there is across the nation. The Women's Committee is a completely volunteer organization. I don't want you to miss that or lose that. The amount of work that they do on behalf of the Smithsonian is tremendous, and it's a completely volunteer organization. They were founded in 1966 to advance the interests of the Smithsonian through fundraising and special projects. And I personally, as the Undersecretary of Education, could not thank them enough for their investment in education across the institution. I wanted to share just a couple of examples of the awards that were granted this year as a result of their efforts. But I first want to tell you that over the years, they have been able to raise an amazing $14 million. So this year, they're giving out about $400,000 to about 15 different grants. And represented in that portfolio is the Anacostia Community Museum and the National Zoo. Yes, yep. For their DC Public Schools teacher exhibit. And they're doing work with schools in Ward 7 and 8, also working on professional development with teachers. There's also a grant that's going to the National Museum of American History that is going to sponsor a classical music fellowship for the Smithsonian Chamber Music Society. We also have a wonderful grant going to the Smithsonian Science Education Center, and this will focus on an ebook that focuses on sustainable indigenous agricultural practices. So you can see there's a wide array of programs and work that gets supported through these efforts. And I, again, am so grateful for all their contributions. I had the great honor right before this to give the Visionary Award to Nick Cave. And I just want to honor and recognize him one more time and say thank you. Thank you. Thank you for your wonderful contributions and the way in which you make us think about things in a more complex way. So I only have brief remarks. I just wanted to come and say it's great to be here with all of you. You're going to have a fabulous time. And thank you to the Women's Committee for all of your support of the Smithsonian and all that you do each and every day. Have a wonderful night.
And now, we get to announce the Craft Show Awards. Peg? Where is my cohort in crime here? Peg Butner? First, a big thank you to our award judges this year. Kate Markert, the Executive Director of the Hillwood Estate Museum and Gardens. Tim Tate, the co-founder of the Washington Glass School. Leslie Umberger, the Curator of Folk and Self-Taught Art at the Smithsonian American Art Museum. Next, we would like to acknowledge our Artist Choice Award donors. The Artist Choice Awards are voted on by the artists at the show and will be presented on Friday afternoon at 2 p.m. Martha and David Martin are the donors of the Artist Choice Gold Award. Louise Milliken and Amy Meadows are the donors of the Artist Choice Silver Award, which is given in loving memory of Margaret Collins and to honor her many years of service. And Lisa Nye Dawson is the donor of the Artist Choice Bronze Awards.
All right, and now for the Judged Awards. All right, please hold your applause until all the awards have been announced. The First Time Artist Award is donated by the 2025 Preview Night Host Committee and goes to Ian Petrie, booth 306. The Sustainability Award is donated by Honoring the Future, a project of the Open Space Institute. This year, the award was selected by Wendy Maruyama and goes to Trey Jones, booth 221. The New Direction Award, recognizing excellence in design of the future, is donated by Kate Nemec-Simons and goes to Jonah Meyer, booth 406. The Excellence in Ceramics Award is donated by Kate Hughes and given in loving memory of John F. Christian. This year's winner is Teresa Chang, booth 107. The Excellence in Jewelry Award is donated by Ornament Magazine, given in loving memory of Carolyn L.E. Benish and selected by Patrick Benish-Liu and Robert Liu. This year it goes to Anna Johnson, booth 307.
The Bronze Award is donated by Diane and Mark Grainer, longtime supporters of the Craft Show Awards, and this year it goes to Minna Norton in booth 110. The Silver Award is donated by Jerry Gibbert and J.G. Harrington and goes to Rob Green in booth 112. The Gold Award, which is the Susie Gray Founders Award, is donated and selected by Jeffrey Gray and given in memory of Susie Gray, an SWC member and founder of the Smithsonian Craft Show. This year's winner is Eric Saratella in booth 126. And finally, the Lloyd E. Herman Best in Show Award, named for the founding director of the Renwick Gallery and godfather of the Craft Show, is donated by Jana and Lawrence Huff and Timothy Har and goes to Yansu Kim in booth 505. Thank you again to our judges, our donors, and congratulations to the artists. And now if I could have the Craft Show chairs up here.
Good evening, and thank you for supporting the Smithsonian Craft Show by joining us tonight. Being here in the magnitude of this space in the National Building Museum never gets lost on us. It's fitting that an equally significant event takes place in this space. What you don't see is the magnitude of the work of the Smithsonian Women's Committee volunteers and what they do. We started working on the show more than a year ago with the support of many of our members who gave their time, talent, and resources, and we thank you from the bottom of our hearts. Tonight's party is our largest fundraiser. The money raised from the show funds grants within the Smithsonian Institution, and as you shop tonight, please stop by the SWC booth 203 to learn more about the grants we have funded.
And I just wanted to take the opportunity to tell you all how much fun Elise and I had putting this show together. We had an awesome committee. The whole Smithsonian Women's Committee is amazing. We have fabulous judges. We have amazing sponsors. The artists who are here are fabulous and a pleasure to work with. And thanks most of all, and thanks to Nick Kay, who gave us a real pull in making this an appealing event. And thank you to all of you who bought tickets to be here, because as Elise said, this is our biggest fundraiser, and all of our money that we raise goes to grants to the Smithsonian. So we wanted to thank you all very much.
Yeah, enjoy.
Enjoy the show.